Hi, I'm Renee from Mighty Narwhal Productions. This video is going to go through some story calibration tools that we'll be using as part of our LARP productions, which includes Mystical Rome coming up in September. Story calibrations are methods to help players continue an ongoing scene. Whether you get stuck for some reason or you're unsure where to go, these can help you determine what to do and where to go next. These are meant to mitigate pauses in play, but they may end up becoming necessary depending on the nature of the calibration required. So what are these tools? There's 3 of them. The first one is what's my line, or what's my motivation. This will help you if you're stuck in a particular scene or you're not sure where to go, so you can discuss things with your fellow cast members and figure out a direction. The second one is remember when. It's establishing a tie with another character that wasn't there previously, and it allows you to build a shared story. The third one is called Where Do We Stand? This is one you'll be using when you feel a dramatic moment is imminent. Dramatic moments will be defined in another video. It's also within the Morra rules. This will tell you specifically what resolution method you'll be using to resolve the dramatic moment. You've probably heard the term, what's my motivation, before, specifically when actors are trying to figure out exactly how to respond to a certain scene. We'll be using that as part of the Morra calibration techniques. When you're in the middle of a scene and you're not really sure where to go, you're presented with equally appealing or unappealing choices, you can ask the cast members in the scene, what's my motivation? Or what's my line? This will pause play, and at that point you and the fellow cast members can discuss options among each other to figure out where the scene should go next. This is a really good opportunity to pull back the curtain a little bit on some of your character motivations to determine a great story for everyone. When a decision is reached, the final decision is repeated before everybody enters play. Let's do an example. Here we have Baby Groot and Buddha Cat. Baby Groot and Buddha Cat are having an argument. Neither one of them wants to budge. Baby Groot says to Buddha Cat, "What's my motivation?" At this point, this pauses play, and Buddha Cat and Baby Groot discuss options. Eventually, they decide that Buddha Cat is going to make a compromise. Something about this situation makes Buddha Cat really just want to get it over with. Baby Groot repeats the resolution, and then they go back into play, with the scene going as they initially agreed. Remember when is an improv technique, which establishes a shared memory or history between 2 or possibly 3 characters that didn't exist before. To start this off, we have my friends Baby Groot and Buddha Cat again. Baby Groot wants to establish a shared past with Buddha Cat. So, Baby Groot asks a very simple question. Remember that time we went to a party in New York City? Now Buddha Cat has 2 options. Well, 3 actually. Buddha Cat can say, "Yes, and I remember you wore a really, really obnoxious costume." Or Buddha Cat can say, "That wasn't me," if they don't want to establish the tie. If they want to propose an alternative, Buddha Cat can say, "I don't remember it that way, but I do remember that there was a party in Boston that same year." As you can see, they're each adding details to the scene and to the conversation that allows them to have something to talk about further in roleplay. Where do we stand is a method that tells the characters involved in a dramatic moment exactly how they want that dramatic moment to be resolved mechanically. Sometimes situations come up that can't be resolved through roleplay alone. That is, if 2 characters get into a physical altercation, or if there's a magical effect involved and characters can't really think of a way to just kind of talk about things or negotiate a potential outcome for the scene. And that's where Do We Stand comes in. This is a phrase that indicates that a dramatic moment, as defined in the Morra rules, is imminent, and the player who is saying the line is asking, do we want to resolve this using the black box method or the parlor method? So, we have these two back again. Baby Groot and Buddha Cat simply cannot resolve their differences like civilized inanimate objects. Baby Groot turns to Buddha Cat and says, where do we stand? This means he probably wants to start a fight. Buddha Cat now has a couple of different options. If Buddha Cat wants to use the black box method, which is simpler, Buddha Cat will respond in a way that indicates he wants to keep things light and simple. Buddha Cat can say, it would be a simple matter to deal with you, or I think I would like to take my time with this, indicating that he wants a longer resolution method, which would be the parlor method. In either case, both characters should have their action pools ready. Your action pool is your attribute, plus your skill, plus any wild card involved. We'll be going over the resolution methods in another video. And now these two can go sit in their corners and think about what they've done. This concludes the video on story calibration tools. These will be tools you'll be using specifically in roleplay to guide your scenes. In other videos, we'll be covering player safety techniques and resolution methods. With these tools, we hope you'll be having a wonderful time at Mystical Rome, and we'll see you there. Oh yeah, hydrate. Please, for the love of God, hydrate.